fourth annual New York State Tool Believe Bowl. My name is Blaise Fagiano. I'm proud to serve as our head football coach here at Utica College, and I will serve as our master of ceremonies here today. And it's amazing how just yesterday was Stop Out Cancer Day, and today is National First Responders Day as we prepare for our Believe Bowl game on Saturday. We certainly keep those battling cancer and our first responders in our thoughts and prayers. This Saturday, as I mentioned, will be our fourth annual Believe Bowl, which it seemed like yesterday we were all having lunch together talking about the Believe Bowl and doing something special for our community. Again, I want to thank Dr. Casmento for all of her support. She will be conducting the coin toss on Saturday, and you better be in your new warm-ups, which I know you have, because the players pay attention to those things. How did she get the warm-ups? Did she get them at the web store? And without President Casmento's untiring support for her Utica College family and the Mohawk Valley, events such as this could never happen. I do want to thank and welcome our elected officials who are here. As we'll find, the Believe 271 Foundation has reached across the state. I want to thank Sheriff Maciel, who's here, Under Sheriff Joe Lisi, for being here. I want to thank Assemblywoman Marianne Buttenshaw for being here as well. Senator Joe Griffo is here with Reed Kinderman. Tony Leone, County Legislator. I know I'm going to forget someone. I'm not sure if Mayor Palmieri walked in the back if he did, but thank you for being here. Trying to find the Sincus Family Welcome Center. It's a beautiful facility that we're in here. So, you know, our title of the Believe, it's a New York State Tool Believe Bowl. And as I say here, I have Matt Lisa Wilsey here in the front. And, you know, it was through their relationship with Brian and Sarah McQueen, who are sitting right next to them, that Matt and Lisa decided to create an event that gives back to our community here in the Mohawk Valley. An event that highlights the ideals of Utica College and recognizes those suffering from cancer, as well as those children at Thea Bowman House. And I have to mention, there's so many things going on, thanks to Brian and his creativity and energy, that I have to mention that, you know, new for this year, that our players will be actually wearing Believe Bowl jerseys with Believe on the back. And through Matt and Lisa's generosity, they donated the jerseys to the young men as a keepsake after the game, which is wonderful. Thank you for your continued support. I do want to kind of hype up the crowd with the video. All right, so let's give you 1 second here. Here's our 60-second Believe Bowl commercial. Saturday, October 30th at 12 noon is the fourth annual New York State Tool Believe Bowl.
But it's not about football. It's about those first responders battling occupational cancer and life-threatening illnesses. And it's about the children of the Thea Bowman House. It's going to pit the Utica College Pioneers against the Morrisville Mustangs. At Gaetano Stadium on the campus of Utica College.
It's a game that you don't want to miss. It's a game that supports the Believe 271 Foundation and first responders battling cancer. And it's a game that supports the kids in the Thea Bowman House so they can believe in their future.
We want to see you there October 30th. It's more than a football game.
Very cool. Yeah. I do want to thank the media that's here today and be happy to answer questions afterwards or do some interviews. I'll introduce our players here as well and some of our coaches. I do want to mention another love of the Wilsey family, the children at the Thea Bowman House. And Sandy Wright and the kids could not be here today just due to COVID restrictions. But the people that know me, I don't like to hear what we can't do, but what can we do. So a fourth grader and a ninth grader, along with Sandy, will be at practice this afternoon. They will receive their Believe Bowl jerseys and have whatever much fun they can have with our guys at practice today. So they'll be out there about 4:30. So I'm glad that we're able to do that, although they can't come to the game this week. I do want to thank our staff who's here today, Coach William Clough, Coach Joe Gerbino, Coach Jared Klaus, Coach Bob Jones, and Coach Anthony Barry Anderson. We have our captains here today, Tim Hogan, Quasi Adu, and Nate Palmer. We also have an upperclassman football player, Corey Evans, who I know you know well, who's also a first responder and EMT, and I thought it very appropriate that Corey be here today. He'll be one of the flag bearers at the game Saturday coming out. You know, we all run out of the helmet tunnel with flags. We actually have 3 flags this Saturday. We have a Moose flag, which we love, the Moose. We have our new Believe 271 flag, which we have a player on our team who is a volunteer firefighter, Dan McShane from the Albany area. Is actually a recipient of the Volunteer Firefighter Scholarship, high school. And so Dan and then Dan Amati, one of our upperclassmen safety, so those guys will be carrying out the flags. I just want to thank Laurel Seimer, our Director of Sports Information, and her staff who's here today for helping with this event and getting things going. So before we go on with our honoring our honorary captains, I do want to give the podium up for Brian McQueen to talk about this game, what it means to him, and give you some information on the game and how it was created. Brian, coach. You're welcome.
Good morning, everybody. It's just great to be here. You know, what does this game mean to me? It means the world to me. Basically because of being a cancer survivor and having this game recognize those people that are battling cancer. Coach Jones, being another one that's battling cancer, it means the world to me. And I can't thank Blaze, and I can't thank you, President Casamento, for allowing this to happen. And the staff, Dave Fontaine, thank you so much for allowing this dream to continue. You all are amazing. The administration here at Utica College for allowing this 4th annual New York State Believe Bowl to become a reality, thank you very much. This college has stepped up in all facets, allowing the faculty, students, athletes to continue their dreams. Even in a world filled with COVID requirements, we're still here. And it goes to this lady right here, the president of this college and her staff, for continuing this and letting this allow and letting this to continue. And I applaud each of you for this accomplishment. Today would never have been possible if it wasn't for the college administration, Lisa and Matt Wilsey, the owners of New York State Tool and Chadwick's. Matt played tackle for me in Oriskany and has come back in my life after my battle with cancer. And I can't thank them enough for what they've done to make the Believe Bowl a reality. Thank you so much. The uniforms the players will be wearing this Saturday were a gift to the players, as you heard from Blaze, from Lisa and Matt Wilsey. They will keep these uniforms, and they will always be wearing those uniforms, and they'll look at those uniforms, and they'll realize that the word believe means something more than just a football game. Oprah Winfield said one time, surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. Having this opportunity to be on Coach Fasciano's staff as a volunteer these past 7 years solidifies those words spoken by Oprah. I know many of you in the audience today have been touched by the disease in many ways. When I was in my hotel room in New York City, I received a package that had a card in it and a St. Blaise medal from Coach Blaze Fasciano. And I still wear that medal because I believe that was one of the reasons why I can stand here today and be cancer-free. The Believe 271 Foundation was formed 8 years ago to address the high rate of cancer among volunteer firefighters in Oneida and Herkimer counties. Being told on December 24, 2013 that you have cancer changed my life forever. When I was told I had cancer, I'll be honest with you, I cried like a baby when no one heard me or saw me. I never knew what it was going to do to me. Not because I feared what cancer would do, but because I didn't know and I didn't want that disease in my body. I wanted my normal life, which I knew would never happen again. You know, ladies and gentlemen, cancer changes your life forever. Sometimes for the better. You see it all here today. This is good stuff. You learn what's important. You learn how to prioritize, and you tell people that you love them. Living 7 weeks in New York City undergoing intense modulated radiation therapy, 5 days a week, 45 minutes a day, dealing with thrush in my mouth, upset stomach, sleeping 5 hours a day was very trying on me. But in speaking with my oncologist and after cancer visit, and with many cancer physicians while there, I realized that cancer in the volunteer fire service is going to be an issue. And it still is today. It took me a long time to realize not to let cancer define me, but to take this as a journey and to help others. So in the 8 years of the experience of the board of the Believe 271 Foundation, of which many of the board members are here today, 71 volunteer firefighters, cancer patients, and those with life-threatening illnesses have been provided with $302,250 in financial support to support their battle. It's just a true accomplishment of what this community can do. And that's why we're here in Utica College. In front of you today are two heroes, in my book, both from different spectrums. Gabe Stripe has been a volunteer firefighter with Floyd for 43 years and who was in a battle of a lifetime with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. His regimen of high-dose chemo is debilitating on his body. Kelby Yulshing received the word of his cancer at the age of 30. That changes your life forever. He turned to his chief, Kevin Koch, who reached out to our foundation, and we got him on his way to Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York City for his long and painful treatments. Kelby's here to tell the story today. But they are here. They're cancer heroes. They're going to share it today, and they're going to share in the flip of the coin on Saturday. So tomorrow, each of the players are going to receive one of these wristbands. One of these black and green wristbands at their practice, at the end of practice on Friday. And I want these wristbands to remind them that when they get knocked down, they miss a block or a tackle, or they're having a problem in school, they look at this wristband and they realize that there's others going through a much harder battle than what they're facing today. They get up, they rise to the occasion, and they rebound like a pioneer would do. They're looking at the wristband. They will believe in themselves, as that word will be on the back of each of their teammates' uniforms. We hope to see you all at the game on Saturday and win the battle against Morrisville and the battle against cancer. Thank you all so much for being here.
They didn't tell me about the wristband, see? Now, you can tell that this guy was a coach. You can tell that he was a coach among many things in his professional career. Thank you for your passion today. And as you were talking, I just can't help but think, like Ward family. Our football program, we break on family, the Utica College family. I can remember, 10 years ago this March, my mom passed of cancer at 61. And I remember President Casamento and many folks from Utica College and buses of people there in Rochester, New York. And I know they worked here a few years at the time, 4 years at the time. And this place really is family. So we're thank you for your passion. We know how to get the guys up in front of the mic, right, Ryan? You did a tremendous job. So let's continue with our presentation of our special jerseys. And before we get going with our honorary captains, we do have some special presentations that we'd like to make. So I would ask Matt and Lisa to come up. I think we're going to take the pictures over here, I believe. And then Anthony, you can help me out over on this side. I'll have the picture over here. And I'd like Matt, Lisa, and Brian and Sarah to come up for the pictures. And first, I want to present President Casamento with the number 10, as we all keep her husband Phil Casamento in our prayers as he is battling cancer currently. Thank you, Laura.
I'll go wherever you tell me.
Chris, no, you have the good eyes, Chris. Why don't you guys come up here, Laura, take a picture. Brian, you and Sarah, take a come. Get a picture. Come on.
Okay. Why don't you get in the picture?
That's all right. Thank you. Thank you. Our athletic director, David Fontaine, would you come up? We have a jersey for you. A little bird told me your number. As Dave beat prostate cancer last summer. Let's give him a round of applause. Yeah, take a picture. Chris is taking a picture. Oh, go on, Dave. Chris is taking a picture.
He's not as cooperative as Laura.
Don't be shy. Our sports information director is a survivor of childhood cancer. Laurel Sanger, we have a jersey for you. legend. Because he's been a long time successful football coach in the Mohawk Valley. And I actually recruited Coach Bob Jones, just like any other player. So when you're done, when you're retired in New Hartford, we're going to get you back over to your alma mater. And Bob is just tremendous. And you talk about grit and tough, and a Utica guy. So we have a jersey for you, Coach Jones, and keeping your continued fight. He can still pull on power, Coach Klaus, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Right here, Sarah's got you. Let's go. Very good. You're not the only one with surprises. So, if you weren't aware, it's our 75th anniversary at Utica College, which is amazing. And in our homecoming game, we decided to have retro jerseys that looked like the club football jerseys. We played club football here from 67 to 71. And we raised a significant amount of money with that sale, thanks to our football family and friends that are out there. So I'd like to introduce this special person who I've got to meet over the last couple of years, and through the American Cancer Society. Melanie has very successfully recruited myself and Coach Coffey for the Real Men Wear Pink campaign. But from the American Cancer Society, we have Melanie Francis, and we have a jersey and a check for $2,000 for the American Cancer Society.
Beautiful.
Thank you. We have a jersey for you. Now you have to get up, sir. So you have to give the phone to Lisa. Through our retro jersey sales, we have a check for the Believe 271 Foundation for $2,000. Show them the back. Yeah, the Believe. No, Pioneer. However you want to. There you go. Let's go. There we go. Brian thought he was the only one with some surprises. Now for our honorary captains. Firefighter Gabe Strife. Gabe has been an active member of the Floyd Department, Volunteer Fire Department for 43 years. He's been a commissioner since 1995, serving as secretary and chairman. He was also treasurer of the department for 2 years. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer in July of 2017 and had surgery and radiation. He was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer in May of 2020 and has been receiving chemo treatment since then. He is here with many folks from the Floyd Fire Department, as well as officers and friends of Gabe. And if you would all come up for a picture, we'll get you all in the picture as we present him with his honorary jersey. Gabe Strife.
Well, some of you can take a picture.
Come on, back. Somebody will take it for you, Gary. I'm taking pictures.
Yeah, I just got
I think she has to do it.
Yeah. Very good.
Thank you, Gabe. Look forward to seeing you Saturday. Lieutenant Kelby Yulshed. Kelby Muleshay at the age of 30 was diagnosed with stage 4 nodular Hodgkin's sclerosis lymphoma. It all started with a cough that he could not get rid of for months, and later on noticed he had developed a lump in his neck, and soon after that had other symptoms like sweats, loss of appetite, constantly feeling tired. After a year of back and forth doctor appointments trying to get answers, he was referred to the proper doctors that ran one simple test, and just like that we had some answers, and the result was cancer. On November 27th, 2019, he had his first biopsy to determine what type of cancer it was, and at that point he had to make decisions, like where to go from here, how to get in the right path to get treated. Well, the answer was very simple, just did not know it at the time. Thanks to Chief Kevin Cog for getting in touch with the Believe 271 Foundation. They pointed us to New York City and Memorial Sloan Kettering Hospital. If it wasn't for Kevin mentioning anything to Brian Healy, who had later spoke with Brian McQueen and Brian Palmer, everything would have been a whole lot harder to go through. Never would I have thought at the age of 30 I'd have cancer. Kelby is here with his wife Becca, folks from the Barneveld Fire Department, Kelby's mom, Ms. Huckaball, Chief Kevin Kolk, and Melanie from the Barneveld Fire Department. If you all come up for a picture. Kelby, I asked Kelby if he had any eligibility left. Coach Trevino says tight end, Coach Pluff and I say will linebacker. Thank you, Mayor Palmieri, for showing. Great to see you as always. Thank you to the folks at Believe 271 Foundation. I know you have multiple folks here from your foundation. If I didn't mention your names, I apologize. Thank you for being here. Our practice Fridays in the Todd and Jennifer Hutton Sports and Recreation Dome, the largest dome in the United States, and we're practicing from 3:50 to 4:50 on Friday. And after practice, I know Coach McQueen, our honorary captains are welcome to be there, and we're going to have some guest speakers, and we look forward to having them in practice on Friday, as well as I mentioned earlier, the kids at the Thea Bowman House in practice today. Because we do like this to be like Believe Bowl week. Oh yes, right. We do have a special proclamation.
Joe?
We have a couple. Senator Griffo?
Senator Griffin.
Left.
Okay.
Any other elected
Reed's
officials
here.
come up? Reed is here. Mayor? Our two firefighters from Barneveld and Floyd, would you please return?
David Kelby, yeah.
Again, I can't thank you enough, and on behalf of the New York State Assembly, as well as my colleague, Senator Griffo, unfortunately had to leave, but Sheriff Mashel, Mayor Palmieri, you are what Believe 271 is about. And as you step forward with your families here today, as well as we see from Brian, Sarah, the Whistleys, our president of Utica College, I can't thank everyone enough, but more importantly, I can't thank you as first responders, because you are the ones steadfast that are there for us. And I clearly, from the New York State Assembly, my colleagues in the Senate, as well as my colleagues next to me, we sincerely appreciate all that you do, all that you continue to do, and wish you all the health and safety and happiness in the future. So thank you, Mr. Strife. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. Mr. Hughes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before we wrap up, we're always recruiting, so the next jerseys come up. This gentleman definitely has some eligibility, so I'd like Matt and Lisa to come up. We have a jersey for you all. You guys come for a picture? I'm thinking defensive line.
Tackle.
And last but not least, we have a football game to play. All right, it will be at noon at Gaetano Stadium versus the Morrisville State Mustangs. And kudos to Coach Raby and his offensive coordinator, Matt Rogers, who is a Utica College graduate, former salutatorian, quarterback, and tennis player. They'll be coming back home, and we're looking forward to playing those guys for sure. It's going to be a great game. They've been very welcoming, and I think it's great that it's a local rival here as we pit the Pioneers versus the Mustangs at Gaetano Stadium at noon tomorrow. Any of our players in the back, myself, folks from the college, will be happy to take any interviews after the press conference is conclude here, but thank you all. This is a game that's special to all of our hearts, and it's going to continue to grow. Thank you, and have a great day.
At the start of the game, honorary captains Caleb Yulski and Dave Streif went out to the middle of the field with President Casamento for the coin toss to kick off this year's Believe Bowl. The Pioneers had a slow start but found their footing in the end of the first quarter. Tight end Toby Callender bobbles the ball but holds on tight, securing UC's first touchdown of the game. After the first, the Pioneers could not be stopped, their defense dominating the game with a total of 4 sacks on the day. UC would go unanswered throughout the rest of the game, scoring 2 more touchdowns on the day. The first made by Nate Palmer for a 16-yard touchdown off a pass from Sonny Bedina. Their last score would come from a goal line run by James Sales, giving the Pioneers the win over the Mustangs, 20-3. With this victory, the Pioneers won their 3rd straight Believe Bowl. Congratulations to the team on their win, both on and off the field.